morning again. So yesterday morning we talked about Psalm 11 verse 1 and how there is such a difference between in the Lord I take refuge and then someone saying to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain. How taking refuge in the Lord is not escapism. It's not a form of sticking your head in the sand and pretending that somehow everything is hunky-dory and just that's your way of pretending that life is okay. Obviously it's not, because making the Lord a refuge means that we actually actively participate in life very much still. And in this story, David doesn't tell us the story, but he did write the psalm, and he says, how can you say to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? And I was thinking of the other situation where that happened to a man of God. It was in Nehemiah 6, from verse 10, 11, 12, maybe those three verses. And when I entered the house of Shemaiah, the son of Delaiah, the son of Mehethabel, who was confined at home, he said, let us meet together in the house of God within the temple, and let us close the doors of the temple, for they are coming to kill you, and they are coming to kill you at night. So this guy was scaring Nehemiah, because Nehemiah was, sort of in a besieged situation. I mean, it wasn't a siege exactly, but enemies all around, and he had a great work to do, but the enemy was trying to stop that work and possibly kill him. It was very believable. And what this man Shemaiah recommended to him was, let's flee to the house of God. Let's make the house of God our hiding place. Exactly what David was talking about in Psalm 11 verse 1. That you would make God your hiding place. That would be your it would be like your safe room. Okay, the temple would be your safe room. And Nehemiah, in his heart, obviously he loved the Lord. He loved the house of the God, house of the Lord, and he would not do that. He would not make that like a hiding place for himself, because it was such a in a way it was such a low thing for him to turn the house of God into his personal safe. That's not so interesting. That's not really how would that fit with worshiping and respecting God? So he says to this man, should a man like me flee, and could one such as I go into the temple to save his life? I will not go in. This is, that's the temple of God. I worship there. I love the Lord there. I sacrifices. That's what we do there. We this is how we live our lives, and that's such a special place. And I'm not gonna just, turn it into my own personal thing. That cannot happen. And this is so I think instructive for us, because in our hearts, we can say like okay, so I have the church, I love the brothers and sisters, and they love me, and this is wonderful. And then I start using them as my personal, force multiplier, as my personal dealing with life. Like I know a lawyer in the church, so now I have a lawyer. I have a sister who is an accountant, so now I have an accountant. I have a brother who's a car mechanic, and so now I have a car mechanic. I have you understand, this line could go on and on and on. And I'm not talking about the fact that we help each other, because we actually do, but this is not how I am interested in life. Like those brothers and sisters, they are my brothers and sisters in Christ first and foremost, and I'm interested in their growth and walking forward with God, and that is where my heart is with them. And that's how I think about the house of God. That's how I think about the work of God. We love each other. Can I serve them? Can I help them? And yeah, they think the same way probably about me and each other, but they are not my personal way of dealing with life. And this is very important. God gives you something beautiful in His will, a gift, a fellowship, a place, a home, a car, whatever. He does miracles in your life. He gives you your health. And then what do you do with that? And it's easy to say, okay, now this is mine. Like Nehemiah could have said, he was in charge. He could have said, well, that's the house of God, sure, but I need a place to hide. But he wouldn't say that. Just because of the same reason that, it was the same reason that David said it for. How can you say to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? So some good food for thought for the day, and God bless your day.